So we all should have finished section 1, and now we're on to section 2. And section 2 is going to introduce another increase, which is a yarn over. And when we make yarn overs, we get these holes, and that's exactly what we want it to look like. They're supposed to be there. And then we're going to learn another decrease, which is a purl 3 together. What you'll also be doing is you're going to be working some purling rows on the knit side. And that's what we want, because that's what gives us these little bumpies and what makes the design for this section. So if we look at our pattern, it says row 1 and 5 we're going to knit, and then it says row 2, 4, and 6 we knit our border stitches and then purl across. And you'll notice from that row 3 is missing. So row 3 is where the pattern's going to happen. We're going to do the pattern on row 3 and then again on row 9. And then we're going to repeat these 12 rows 4 times, and then repeat rows 1 to 6 one more time. Okay? So for those of you who knit continentally, I just want to go over something with the way that you may purl. Okay? So the way that I purl when I have my yarn in my left hand is I just go into my stitch and I just grab the yarn and bring it through. And by doing this, it's actually going to put my stitches on backwards. Okay? So if you knit continentally and you purl the way I just showed you, we just have to make a little adjustment. If not, when I purl to get the yarn to go on the right way, I have to wrap the yarn around from top to bottom instead of from bottom to top, and then bring it through. So I'll show you what that looks like on the other side. And then if you are not a continental knitter, just disregard this section. Or not section, but the instructions that I'm giving right now. So we're going to knit our border stitches. So we're going to knit 4. And then we're going to purl 3. Now you'll notice that the way that you normally do your stitches on correctly. So I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to purl this stitch. But if we look at the next stitch, you'll see that it's actually on backwards. So if I was going to purl, I would actually be going through the back loop to purl, but we can't do that when we're going to purl 3 together. So what you have to do is just flip the stitches around. Okay, so again, all I did, let me purl this one so I can get away from it, is I just flip the stitch around on my needle. So I've purled 3, and now we're going to make our yarn over. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring the yarn, okay, always between the needles. So we were purling, so the yarn's already in the front. We're going to wrap the yarn around the needle, the right hand needle, and then bring it back to the front. Okay, so I just made a loop around the needle. And then I'm going to purl the next stitch. And then I'm going to make a yarn over again. Okay, so you can just grab the yarn like that. Or what you can do, if the yarn's in the other hand, so you're just going to bring it to the back and then around the needle to the front again. Okay, that's a yarn over. And then we're going to purl one more time. And now we're going to do our purl 3 together. So what you're going to do is yarn's in the front because we're purling. We're going to go in all 3 stitches. Going to wrap our yarn around, bring it through. Then we're going to purl 1. And now we do the mirror image of what we did. So we're going to yarn over. We're going to purl the next one. And then we're going to yarn over again and purl the next one. So what we've done is by adding 2 yarn overs, we've taken away, we've added 2 stitches, and then by purling 3 together, we've taken those 3 stitches away. Okay, or we've added 2 stitches and we're taking 2 of them away. So you're going to continue doing that until you get to the end. So it's a yarn over, purl 1, yarn over, purl 1, because we do that twice, purl 3 together, and then a purl 1. And then you repeat that over again. So you'll notice that you always have a purl on either side of your purl 3 togethers. Okay, that's important. And then you'll have your purl 1 and your yarn overs on either side of that. Okay, and then you're going to go ahead, you continue that until you get to the end, and your stitch count doesn't change, okay, because we're adding and we're removing right away, so you're always going to have the same number of stitches. You're going to continue doing that until you get to the row. My sample, I've run out of stitches, so I can't complete the whole repeat. And then you're just going to do rows 4, 5, 6, 7, okay, until we get up to row 9. And then all we're doing is we're staggering where we start with these. So if we go back to our sample, you'll see that they don't line up completely, okay? They're a little bit over. So on row 3, we started with a knit 4 and then we purled 3. On row 9, we do knit 4 and then we just purl 1 and then we get right into the pattern. So that is how you're going to do section 2. And once this is blocked, it's going to look fantastic. So I'll see you in the next video for section 3.